you know our guest today for his viral creation, the Dubai Chocolate, which took the internet by storm. Now, this culinary sensation joins us today to unveil what the new venture is that he's undertaking, and you'll hear it first here on BNC, the Bilyonaryo News Channel. Chef Nouel Catis in What's Cooking. And he makes a return. Beautiful day, Chef Nouel.
The
Beautiful
return
day,
of Chef
everyone.
Noel.
I'm glad to be back.
Oh, I'm
And
so
you
happy.
are our very first guest for this segment, What's
Really?
Cooking?
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
Honored,
always,
honored.
You know, we're always happy to have you here. Of course, ever since we, put a fresh coat of paint on the show.
Yes.
And first of all, how have you been? What have you been up to? It feels like you've been doing so much.
A
I don't know kung
lot.
nakakatulog ka pa.
Yeah, I was able to get a good sleep. Pero, the last time I was here, I was only talking about ideas.
Yeah.
Ngayon, ang
Yeah.
dami nang nangyayari eh.
Oo.
Yeah, and I'm of course super happy to have actually made dreams come to life.
Yeah, because this show
I
is a
know-
dream maker. Eh.
Exactly, yun nga yung sasabihin ko. Swerte this show eh.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Ito yung parang nagbibigay ng luck.
Yeah, diba? Now, we have Chef Noel
Lalo na
agreeing.
year, coming from a year of the, I'm a rabbit person. So.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, kasi we have si Master Hans kasi. So, but yeah.
But the last time you were here, you were promoting your collaboration with Amado
Amado
Forest
Forest,
and
yes.
AF Hospitality.
Correct,
How
yeah.
was that whole experience?
It actually paved the way for me to kind of make a grand entrance of Philippines, and since then, ang dami nang nangyayari. So, like month after month, ang daming nangyayari. Not just also locally, but also internationally. So, ang daming pasabog.
I mean, like, one of them, ang daming pasabog. We're gonna get to that later, by the way. But then we're gonna talk about something that's been a bit more public recently.
okay.
And that is because we all know you from the Dubai Chocolate, but
Yes.
you have now crafted a Manila Chocolate.
Manila Chocolate, yes.
So-
Remember we talked about it before. You asked me like, ano ba yung ingredient you would like to make it viral again? And I
yeah.
said ube. So now we have Manila Chocolate, which is actually an ube baklava with cashew nuts. Yeah.
So we have it
And
here.
we have it right
We
here.
have the pack
True.
here. We're
Yes.
gonna have a tasting later on. But of course, when you take a look at this, you're working with Auro, who famously actually uses local chocolate.
Correct, yes.
Based in Davao, if I'm not mistaken.
correct.
How important was it to be working with a group that is very much rooted in Filipino farmers and
Yes.
Filipino products, and making sure that our chocolate, which has its own distinct flavor profile, by the way,
Correct, yeah.
is really put up on stage.
Kasi we wanted to do, again, celebrate, your roots. And if I've done that to Dubai, I have to do it for Manila. And the best way is really to partner with a brand like Auro that's, who's using, cacao from Davao. And, it's a way for us to celebrate our own chocolate. That's why we have Manila Chocolate using and partnering with Auro, which is the rightful thing to do.
Yeah. Philippines is known as one of the very first countries here in Asia to farm yung cacao.
Exactly,
Right?
yeah.
So how would you describe yung chocolate natin? Kaya na ba natin makipagsabayan?
Kaya na. In fact, in Europe, they're actually getting a lot of cacao beans from Davao. And they're also calling it as a Philippine chocolate kasi they have realized ang daming nuances ng Philippine chocolate that makes it really stand out amongst the the other kinds of like origin chocolate, which means nagagaling sa isang location. So it really it really has a distinct, like you said, Pao, may distinct flavor siya. And that's what they're anchoring on. Na may unique flavor si Philippine cacao, and that's what they're putting on the center stage overseas. So ngayon, ang daming brands, not just Oro, but other famous brands internationally who are actually using yung Philippine cacao. Kasi it's really different. It has its own. Parang when I take a bite, it reminds me of my childhood.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, wow, that's fantastic.
that kind of thing.
So, just so we have an idea, kasi syempre some people be like, oh yeah, it tastes different, but how would you describe it? Like, how would you try to make it resonate with yung mga Pinoy? Like, they probably don't realize na, ito pala yung Pinoy chocolate.
Yes. I remember when dun sa may EDSA, we used to have this Ricoa, remember the
Yes.
plant?
Yes.
And I get to
It's
smell
still
that, di
there.
ba? Andun pa rin
It's
ba?
still there,
But
yeah.
are you still able to smell
And
yung
it still
cacao?
has that smell.
Yes.
It still has.
So parang,
So guys, daan tayo mamaya
Oo,
sa ikaw.
pag dumaan ka, amoy cacao.
Amoy lang
may
natin.
cacao,
Oo.
yeah. So
yeah.
yung amoy niya is may pagka-vanilla, sweet, a bit earthy, but in a good way kasi medyo nutty siya. So when you eat it, it really reminds you of that, the time when you pass through EDSA and you smell the chocolate, or even even back home when you have tablea.
Yeah.
So that
yeah.
kind of flavor profile, na very very earthy and very nutty, grounded. Yun yung kanyang mga essence ng Philippine cacao. And also yung vanilla-ish na direction niya, dun yung Of course, it depends on how you really ferment it. Pero as a baseline, ganun yung flavor profile niya.
You know what? I was asking Chef Nouel kanina before the segment started, before we check out the other creations that you've been cooking up, kasi pasabog yun
Yes.
on the show, right? Yeah. But I wanted to ask about yung appearance mo on Shark Tank Dubai, and it had quite the outcome. So
Yeah.
can you tell us what happened behind the scenes? And you declined
Yes, I did.
the offer, right?
I did.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So when they watched the show, people were kind of torn. Some of them were like saying, "Good for you, chef. You said yes." And also half of the population maybe were saying like, "No, that was a bad deal, and chef, you shouldn't have said yes." And but the thing is, it created it kind of ruffled everybody else about a Filipino on Shark Tank, because the first one we had was in the U.S.
Yeah.
And I was probably the second one who got actually investor going for my pitch. And there were 3 sharks actually saying yes. But, there was a waiting period of 6 months after actually the show was filmed. And I had a lot of deep thinking kasi my brand changed. It became what it was. And, kumbaga, whatever they mentored me to do, I took them to heart, and then I did it, and my brand became bigger.
Yeah.
So,
Within
binalikan ko
those
sila.
6 months,
Exactly. Period
within
the
that
waiting time.
Yeah.
So, binalikan ko, and I said, like, can we go back to the original, pitch?
Okay.
20%, and you give me 2 million AED. And which they declined. They said it should be what we agreed on the show. So, I had to walk away and, just doing everything by myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, obviously, it's at the end of the day, it's about you.
Exactly.
your
I'm the
brand.
brand, so
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
difficult to give
yeah.
yourself like majority of yourself to somebody.
How did that change your brand strategy?
It-
That decision of yours.
It changed a lot in a way that now I have control over my own creativity. I take my own decisions in terms of what I want to do with myself and how I should expand my brand. And it's all about taking ownership. And I think if you're a new brand, you need to have that kind of ability to say no.
Yeah.
Because ang daming gustong makisawsaw, syempre. And
Yes.
you just need to have that kind of, I would say, parang the ability to really say, I'm confident enough to say no kasi I have bigger plans than what probably other people have about my own brand.
Yeah. And sometimes that's the hardest thing, to
It
say
is.
no,
Yeah.
right?
Saying no is hard.
Yeah. But of course, what we also enjoy about the fact that, okay, your creativity is free. You're a mad scientist. I mean, like, you've been experimenting with so many ingredients. Banana, coconut, matcha,
Yes.
in general. Let's talk about that first, because
Yeah.
your experiments have obviously led to things like this,
Yes.
the new Manila Chocolate.
Yeah.
But of course, what ingredients have you been finding yourself working with the most that siguro kailangan natin abangan?
Are these products about to be launched?
About to be launched. So what happened now with my chocolate line, which is called Snap, is we are now celebrating every city of this world. So every city will have its own, favorite nostalgia. So I'm cooking up, for example, you asked me pa about ingredients. I'm working with something that has to do with London, so it has to be with sticky toffee pudding, with a bit of Arabic or Filipino touch. Then we're talking about Mumbai, so it has to have the kind of the biryani feel, so mga saffron. So I'm actually also working with like something more Asian, like let's say matcha, hojicha. So we're cooking up something that's really more about celebrating every city's childhood memory.
Okay.
So that's what kept me busy, and some of them are still going to be released.
So,
Yeah.
but I know you love bananas.
Oh, yeah, I love sardine.
So
I should have
banana
brought you
and chocolate, that
something
is
then.
an overpowering flavor.
You can always come
diba?
back, huh? You can
Yeah.
always come back. I mean, like hindi lang this now, right? We can just send us chocolates.
We can have this segment like every week if we
we
want.
can.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'll be
I
a
mean,
regular here.
Oh, if you come up with a new flavor combination,
Yeah.
announce it here.
Diba?
Right?
Look, I mean, like, just
Kami
experiment.
magte-taste test.
Oh, actually.
Yeah.
I want to talk about, we talked about the ideation.
Yes.
And now I want to
Yeah.
focus on yung experimentation process
Yes.
mo. Like, just how does that work out? Kasi, like, for example, yung banana,
Yeah.
it's such an overpowering flavor.
It is,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, it's so overpowering. And
Yeah.
minsan nawawala yung pagka-chocolate ng,
Yeah.
item mo. So how do you do it? How do you balance it all out?
There is a formula that I follow, and first and foremost, it's always about being true to the ingredients and also making sure the ingredients shine instead of the sugar. Because a lot of
That's
you know, dessert makers, chocolate makers, they only highlight on having as much
Sweet.
sugar,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
you can only taste sugar, and the rest you forget about the main flavors. So it's very intentional when I do my innovation. So I have to make sure all the ingredients shine and which ones should actually shine the most. Kasi yung iba supporting na lang na roles eh. So parang movie din. So I have to, it's really a kind of, it's very, tawag dito, it's really calculative. It also is something to do with my experience in the industry. So you just have to make that call. So, you know, you just have to say this, tama na to, even if others are saying baka kulang pa. But you just have to make that call. So my element din na you have to just decide on your own.
Yeah.
Kung tama na siya.
And you have a matcha product coming out
Yes.
October, you
Yes,
said?
October, yeah.
And first heard here, first
Yeah.
announced here on the
Yeah,
show.
so we'll have a collab then with Matcha Tokyo. So we'll be doing some pastries, not only chocolate, but even yung desserts.
Yeah,
Desserts and also drinks. I also do drinks as well. So
Ooh.
yeah, my yung plethora of my creativity is actually like
It's growing.
yeah, it's growing. So
Yeah.
unlimited.
Is it hard to stay focused? Kasi ang daming, it's
Yeah.
so fun to play, right? With
Yeah, it
certain
is.
ingredients,
Yeah.
certain execution. So
Correct.
how do you stay focused?
It's the thing is you just need to take a rest. Like for me, weekends are my really important days because I get to spend time with my dogs. I get to like maybe go out, watch a movie, or
Right,
spend
right.
time with friends. You just have to really make the conscious effort to like, ano
Take a
muna,
step
step back
back. Yeah.
and try to recharge, like go far away from what you're doing kasi that also is a source of inspiration when you see other things happening around. Mahirap to control, but you need to have that discernment.
Yeah, kailangan may reset.
Kailangan, oo.
Yeah. But we have some great news to announce.
Yes.
First heard here on BNC, first heard on Beautiful Day. Tell us all about this. Meron kang pasabog?
You know, nakakatawa to say this on air kasi I just get to listen this to mga artista. But I do have a tour.
Oh,
kind
there
of
you go.
a dessert tour.
A dessert tour.
Yeah,
Okay.
so first I'm going to land in Melbourne. I will be working with Chef Maurice Danzen, and he's actually well awarded in Italy. You know, he's actually the first Filipino who competed in an Italian cuisine and fusing Filipino and Italian cuisine together. Now he's based in Melbourne, so we're doing a supper club with him.
Okay.
And I'm, of course, gonna be putting out my desserts. And then after that, I'm gonna move to Singapore because we will have Snap in Singapore. And then Hong Kong as well will be launching our chocolate.
Grabe. So how are you feeling going on tour? Parang artista ka.
Parang artista ka, di ba? But I've never
May
thought that.
entourage ka rin.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you just get to see that when you were young, like, you know, artists saying it, but now I can actually get to say it myself. Like, yeah, I do have a dessert tour happening.
Yeah, and that's incredible. You know,
Yeah.
it feels like since we first met, of
Yes.
course, we were talking just about ideas.
Exactly,
But
yeah.
now it feels like,
It's happening.
We put a rocket on your back,
Yeah.
and now you're going left and
Wait a
right.
minute, we guested him.
Yeah, we
also,
did. We did.
right?
Yeah,
correct.
Okay.
The No Bros, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, when they were here.
Oh, yeah, that's Chef Maurice.
Yes, when they were here, they were talking a lot about especially Filipino heritage and of course mixing
Yes.
Italian
Yeah.
cuisine as well. Collaborations left and right. You know, we take a look at the people that you're working with, but of course, how is that experience like for you, knowing that you're with people just as passionate,
Yes.
just as strong-willed as you are when it
Yes.
comes to this world? Because this is a type of world that means it's so easy to get lost in. You can
It
lose
is.
your identity.
It's very cutthroat, and kailangan you should just really know why are you here for? What's your intention? Why are you doing it? And for me, I really just want to be the new wave of chef in terms of the dessert field who can champion the Filipino heritage and put it out in the world through recipes. And that's what I'm trying to champion, and just having fun with collaborations. You know, at the end of the day, you need to have fun with it. Otherwise,
Right.
walang saysay.
And your product kasi is fun.
Oh, yeah, it is, it is.
Chocolate.
Exactly,
so,
yeah.
kailangan talaga may fun factor.
But alam mo, Ann, we're running out of time
What?
here. But then, you know what?
Ang saya pa ng pag-uusapan.
The nice thing about this show, and the way that it's also evolved, like Chef Nouel has, is that we have a new ingredient to each of our interviews right now. It's a nice finishing touch. We like to put it right on top. Kumbaga, it's like the cherry on top of each and every conversation. And ano nga to?
The show's called Beautiful Day. So, Chef Nouel, what makes your day beautiful?
Chocolates.
Of course! Of course!
Napakasimple yung sagot. I love it so much. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Chef Nouel Catis,
Thank you.
for making
Thank
our
you
day
very much.
beautiful,
Good luck to you.
delicious.
Yeah.
And wow, we cannot wait to see your stories from
Yeah.
Australia. And hopefully we can
Yeah.
have you again soon with
Yes,
more
of
banana
course.
content also.
Yeah, we might do something with that. Yeah.
Matcha
Yes,
for
sir.
me.
Okay,
Okay.
matcha banana sorted.
There it is. It's all sorted out.
Thank you,
Chef
Chef.
Nouel Catis,
Thank
ladies and
you.
gentlemen, thank you so much for
Thank
joining
you.
us.